away from the train wreck.
Do you ever get bored of your average day-to-day existence? Well, I sure do, or I should say I did. See, conventional wisdom says that when your parents grow older and die, they leave you something behind, an inheritance. But that wasn't good enough for me. I mean, give me what's coming to me while I'm young. And so I walked up right to my daddy, and I said,
Papa! I want to know what is coming to me right now. That is what my adopted son are coming and said to me. I mean, can you believe it? What's it coming to me right now? What did they say? I'll give you a pizza pie right in the face. I mean, who does he think he is asking the things from me? I made him and I can take him out of this world. Well, I adopted him and I can re-adopt him. And adopt another one just like him. But he's my son and I love him. So as much as it pained me, I let him go. And the next thing I knew,
I was out of there. Kiss that boring place goodbye. I was on to better, bigger and better things in my life. So the first thing I did was,
he got lost. I love my son, but he's no Italian. In fact, I heard he had to ask about for directions 3 times before he finally left our hometown.
Actually, I only asked those times before I came to America. And when I finally did, I began to live it up. I had more friends than money could buy, and I had more clothes than money could buy. And the senoritas, don't even get me started on the senoritas.
Here's what I can say about the senoritas. Oh, they may have looked like a senoritas, but they surely weren't a senoritas.
Oh, they were senoritas. I mean, there was Michelle and Capaya. Come to think of it, they weren't really senoritas.
As I was saying.
Oh, McKinsey. Now McKinsey was
Yes, a lady of los evening.
Okay, maybe they were really senoritas. But the friends, the food, the pesos, it was awesome. Until
his money ran out. Right about at the time that Italy, we hit the recession. Oh, it was America. I'm sorry.
Speaking of the recession,
no work to be found.
I could not find any work to be found.
No
Start to take after you. And so, with no work to be found in this famine, I stood outside Home Depot for so long, and finally found work as a manager. Okay. More like an associate. Oh, okay. I was a pig farmer. You see, it was the lowliest job you could get in the Americas. But that's okay. And with these constant hunger pains as a reminder of the wealth that I squandered from my pizza-loving father, I lived a life of misery, day after day after day after day
after day. I watched and I waited. But Raul, he never came home. And I ached in my heart as only a father could for his adopted son. Most importantly, I never gave up on him. I would always make his favorite pizza. Jelly bean. I don't know why. But he loved it. So I wondered,
one day, he kissed me. My father's lowliest assistants had more than I did. They had shelter, they had food, they had pesos. And they were living like kings compared to me. And so I know what I would do. I would go home to Italy, and I would ask him to take me back to the servant, hoping that maybe
today will be the day that he comes back. Because the was the thought. I'm sorry, I get confused. There's the thoughts that ran through my head. Maybe today I'll be sitting out on the veranda, drinking a glass of milk and eating a tall glass of liquid pizza. And I'll see him coming over the hills of the olive farms.
As I walked down the hills of the olive farms, I saw my house, and I realized I was only 100 kilometers from it. I was so close to love. Love describes so many things, like home, shelter, pesos, and I was so close to it.
It was a beautiful day. Once again, I was on the veranda, enjoying a tall, cool glass of liquid pizza. When I saw him, he was still too far off for me to see.
My padre, he stood up, set his liquid pizza down, and squinted my way to get a better look at me. And I wondered, what was going through his head? Was he thinking, I told you so?
I told you so. I told you so. You thought he would never come back, especially you. But I always knew he would come back. I never gave up on him. I always knew he would come back one day. Sometime.
I just knew he was going to be angry. So the closer I got to my home, I started to think about how this was a mistake. And so, you know what I did? Stop.
He just stooped there.
I couldn't move.
I couldn't have just stooped there, so
I ran.
I ran too. My heart was pounding, and all I could do was just to run into my son.
My father, my papa, he come to me with his arms wide open, and he was as if to say, "Welcome home, son."
Oh, welcome home, I shouted, but he was still too far off to hear me. So I shouted even louder. I just kept running, and I just wanted him to jump into my arms like when he was a little boy, when he say, "Papa, make me the jelly bean pizza." And so I can tell him, "That's okay, Raul. I will make you the jelly bean pizza."
And because he did, I jumped.
And you know what I did? I caught him. But then I put him down. He's a big boy.
And my father, he embraced me like only a father can.
And I forgave him. I forgave him. There is nothing left. There's no guilt. There's no hate. There's no anger. There is only love and forgiveness. For my son will no longer spend a life as an orphan.
I guess it was hope that kept me going. I hope that my father would have mercy on me. I hope that my father would love me and give me pesos. And he would forgive me. And I would no longer be dead, but alive in his arms.
Yes, my son is back. Come, give him a new clothes. Put the shoes on his feet. Let's make him a jelly bean pizza. Jelly bean pizza for everyone. For my son was lost, but now he is found.